I need everybody to stop because we have an emergency story about Jessica Lloyd and Lucas Richard. Now, Lucas is a church minister from Iowa, representing this church.
Hi, this is Lucas and Lois Richard. Lois and I are privileged to be serving the Lord in Liberia in West Africa.
And Jessica is a student in Liberia with this organization. When these two met, they decided to hook up and she got pregnant. But there's way more to the story. Because not only did Lucas not tell her that he was already married, even though he was already bringing his wife to Liberia to help with the ministry work, as you can see right here. But he didn't tell Jessica's mom, and when she found out she was pregnant, she wanted them to get married, which they did. But then everything went south when his church reported that he was robbed, which wasn't true. When in fact, Jessica was the one that was hurt. Actually, she was almost killed by Lucas. Oh, and by the way, when he found out she was pregnant, he was injecting her with something that would cause a miscarriage, and he was successful.
They asked me to help her with $150 US, which I do monthly.
Now, he talks about how he gives her $150 every month to help her out, which I need you to keep in mind because that story won't add up in a minute.
I carried her to Hardell Supermarket. We bought cornflakes, we bought all of those things. From there, we decided that I could drop her. I don't have to take her back to her parents, and that I could drop her there because at Bonneville Highway, she would get motorbike and she would get back.
But I'm gonna have to take it back because right before all this happened, he was already back in Iowa with his wife, and then he kept calling Jessica's mom and bugging her, being like, I gotta see Jessica, and then they finally agreed, and then he showed up and they took a little trip.
The first area where there was like coal tar that you could pull off on the main coal tar, I put my trafficators on. Because two things, she's getting a motorbike to go back home, and I needed to check my back right tire because I've been having a problem with that tire. And I could feel when I was driving that something was not correct. So while she was waiting for motorbike, standing on the coal tar, I'm down there literally trying to jack up my thing.
He's not mentioning it is when Jessica got in the car, she was questioning why he had a knife because why do you have a knife? And he was like, well, it's just in case I run into an animal or a snake or something like that.
She's standing on the side of the coal tar, and I'm standing there doing this with the jack thing. And next thing I know, a motorbike comes out of nowhere and hits her, and she goes into a ditch because right after this coal tar is like a little extra coal tar on the side of the coal tar. Right after that is just a big ditch. Okay. The motorbike hit her. She fell backwards and rolled into that ditch. I think she even fell backwards and hit the edge of the coal tar because she had blood coming.
Yeah, that's not what the man on the motorcycle said, nor Jessica, but we'll let you finish your story first.
At that point, I leave what I'm doing and I go to check on her and help her out and ask her if she's okay. I bring her up onto the coal tar, and at this point, this motorbike driver that just hit her is yelling out to other motorbikes, KK, whatever they're driving by, and this big lorry, big truck, big red truck that was carrying, I don't know, a dump out truck, something like that, telling them that I hurt the girl, that I did something to the girl. How they were saying, but they were yelling it out, screaming it out, and so they're stopping, and all these motorbike guys are stopping, and they're vexed at me.
Now remember, he's not bringing up anything about the knife, and Jessica has an entire, I can't say it, but it's too graphic to even show.
I'm walking around the front to go get in the car. She was walking around the front with me. She goes around the front, and she's coming to get in the car. Then, something goes through the window, and comes and hits me right here on the head. And when it hit me, I did like this on the steering wheel. And one of the guys took a big stick and started pounding. He came in front of the Land Cruiser, and he started pounding on the thing. And so at this point, she's telling me to go. She would be okay as me then one because they think they're probably going to get money from me.
Now you know about that $150 I told you to remember? Listen up.
I had $400 US in my pocket. No, 350 because I gave her 150. I had $350 US in my pocket right here and some small in my wallet right here.
You said you had $400 in your pocket, but then you said, no, wait, you had $350 because you gave her $150. If I do math correctly, that doesn't add up.
So, I hit the gas and I start going. I didn't hit nobody. I even hit, before I put it in gear, I did like this so that it backed up. And then I went. And of course the motorbikes were following me. And the motorbike that hit her already had his motorbike out of the something. All I remember is that it was a red motorbike with a license plate in front. That's all I remember.
Okay, you said what you had to say. Now it's time to hear from Jessica.
Get out of the car. He took out the left. Big left. He said, I felt a snake, so in case one see snake.
Now, I and many other people were having a problem understanding her accent, but plus the throat damage was probably definitely a big factor. But I found somebody who broke down what she said. So basically what it says is, Lucas pulled over to take a piss. When he was out there, he claimed that he saw a snake. He told Jessica he saw a snake and he told her to come out with the knife. And he told her to get closer, and she was scared, but she came anyway. Once she got to him, she took the knife from him, bashed her on the back of the head and her throat. That's when the man on the bike showed up and handed Lucas, and then he called the rest of his crew to show up, and then Lucas ran away.
You met the women, or you open the car door, turn again, the grass, and slaughtering again.
This is what he had to say.
At the time, what you talking about? When you saw the men, you was all the girl trying to. The men all the girl, I said,
The man want to get him, it's not going to get. My one standing there. You got more about me, right? They can't whip all yet, they can't drop in the ground.
So he's saying he saw Lucas hit Jessica and she fell to the ground.
I won't catch that man alive. I want that man alive for reporting to the police.
For everybody that wants the church's information, here you go. And the church's website. And I want to make this one statement to all the churches who go to Africa to help the children. The way Lucas and the rest of you dehumanize these people so you can make some fucking money.
We thank the Lord also for a small group of believers that we're working with. These believers come mostly out of Islam. Most of them are illiterate, and so we're teaching them English as we teach through the Bible.
They don't need your language or your fucking Bible. So stop using African children just to make some fucking money. And if you want to talk about the history of Christianity in that fucking continent, then you're gonna have a long fucking day. My name's Eric Stone. Doses.